Hey, Wellness Crew. So, welcome to Yoga with Jenna, session 7. I am excited about this one because this is going to be my first video that I've done without having something like pre planned. We're just going to kind of go with my energy and see where it takes us. I'm actually going to start out with foam rolling. So if you don't have a foam roller, I would say it's a really, really good investment, just so that way you can kind of loosen yourself up a little bit and get some of those pops and stuff out of your back. So I'm not going to do a lot, I'm just going to do a little bit, but I know that I need it. So basically what it does is it kind of like breaks up your fascia a little bit. So basically it makes your muscles a little bit more supple. And in layman's terms, basically what our body will do sometimes is produce a glue like substance that will stick our muscles like to other parts of our body, like our bones and tendons and stuff like that. And so what we want to do is break up that substance. And oftentimes that happens right in this area that I'm foam rolling right now, which is close to your rib cage. But you do have to be very careful not to go too low, because if you do, um, and if you're going really hard, you can actually crack a rib, which would not be ideal. And I am not liable. I'm just kidding. um, Please don't forget to like and subscribe and or follow. I would greatly appreciate it, just so that way I can continue to deliver the content that you guys have come to enjoy. I know that I have not been as regular with my videos, and the reason for that was because we had some internet issues, or so we thought. um, so it created a whole mess and stuff. So I was just like, let me just put this on hold for a while. For me, and you might even be able. Let me see if I can show it to you. So watch where my calf is. So see how it kind of does that little like it does a little like there's a lot of tightness in there. So that's why I like to get my calves as well. Especially since like downward dog is a staple that I'm always going to have in my yoga classes. And if you have tight calves, then it's very difficult to have your heels on the ground. Now, back when I was a yoga instructor, that was like it was so easy to do for me. Um, and then I don't know, I guess as I've gotten older and stuff and got out of practicing every single day, my flexibility and stuff kind of went down a little bit. And it's really what I also like about foam rolling is it kind of tells you like where you carry your tension. Um, you can carry your tension anywhere in your body. It's not always in like the main places that people say, like your shoulders, your neck, um, your back and stuff like that. Like it can be literally anywhere. And as I've said before, like our hips and stuff, I like doing hip openers and things like that, simply because we tend to kind of store all of our negative emotions and things like that in our hips. So I like to do stuff that kind of opens it up, so that way we can start to release that. um it's just kind of funny because I've had classes where people would sometimes be like, getting emotional, and at first I didn't really understand. And then I looked more into it and I was like, oh, okay, got it. So while I'm not trying to get anybody to cry, I definitely do want to do hip openers. They're important. Okay. The other thing too is the yoga wheel. I'm not suggesting anybody has to go and get one of these, but if you do, it's super cool. Just be super careful because you can lose your balance pretty easily. And so these are great to work on bridges. Like if that's one of your goals is to be able to do a bridge or something like that. But the other thing I like too is that I can do the same exact thing as I did with the foam roller, but this is a little bit more targeted because it's harder. It's very similar to like a PVC pipe feeling. If anyone has ever done CrossFit and, used a PVC pipe for mobility, just a little bit more targeted. So this foam roller came from the one that I was using earlier. That came from Amazon. So did this yoga wheel. And so did this pink yoga mat. I don't remember where the black one came from. But Amazon really has like a lot of helpful stuff for yoga. Like they have yoga blocks if you need them, if you're just getting into it and you're not super flexible yet. So, I mean, it's a good resource, and I'm pretty sure everybody has an Amazon account. So, practically. All right, so we are going to do our sun salutation. So, we're going to breathe in, swan dive to a forward fold. We're going to walk our hands forward into plank, chaturanga, upward dog. And we're going to tuck our toes underneath and we're going to go into downward dog. And do not worry if your heels are not touching the floor. Mine aren't either. All right, we're going to step one foot forward. The other one is going to meet it. Back into a forward fold. And we're going to slowly roll up. As a reminder, I do have an autoimmune issue. So my balance and stuff sometimes gets a little bit wonky. So if you see me on the struggle bus, that's why. All right, moving our hands forward to that plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Tuck our toes underneath. Downward dog. All right, step one foot forward. The other one's going to meet it. Forward fold. And slowly roll up. All right, awesome. Got 3 more of these. Breathe in. Swan dive to forward fold. We're going to walk our hands forward into plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Tuck our toes underneath to downward dog. All right, we're going to step one foot forward. The other one's going to meet it. Forward fold. And slowly roll up. All right, 2 more. Breathe in. Swan dive into forward fold. We're going to walk our hands forward to plank, chaturanga, upward dog. All right, we're going to tuck our toes for downward dog. And it's totally okay if you need to reposition your hands or kind of scoot a little bit closer to your feet for downward dog, no problem. All right, we're going to step one foot forward. The other one's going to meet it. Forward fold. And slowly roll up. I don't remember if this is the last one or not, but we're going to make it the last one. Yay! All right, forward fold. All right, we're going to walk our hands forward into plank. We're going to hold plank for just a little bit. And chaturanga. Upward dog. We're going to tuck our toes underneath to go into downward dog. All right, we're going to step one foot forward. The other one's going to meet it. Forward fold. And then we're going to slowly roll up. All right. So we are going to do, it was sunflower and then there was the other one. So I know sunflower is going like this. And the other one is called something similar. I just don't remember right now off the top of my head. But hey, that's the thing about free flow yoga. So let's do sunflower, right? We're just going to be bending our knees, hinging at our hips, and breathing with it. So whatever part you think is more uncomfortable, that's where you exhale. Let's do two more. Very good. Okay, so remember, this one is where we kind of go like that, and then we reach out, right? We're just going to flow with this one. Let's do two more. All right, awesome. While we're standing, let's go ahead and do a balancing position. So let's do tree. I'm going to keep my tree pretty low. And then you have your hands in prayer position in front of you. And you just try to ground your foot into your mat, like all of your foot. And then you look for, or kind of gaze towards something that's right in front of you. It helps you maintain your balance. All right, and let's switch sides. And oftentimes we'll find that one leg is just better at it than the other. Okay, and then we're just gonna repeat that sequence again. Now I'm not counting, this is free flow. So we're gonna do sunflower again. Two more. Awesome. All right, and then we're gonna go into our other one. I know, starfish. Would that be a good name? I mean, I'll go look at the book and find out what the name actually is, but we'll just say it's called starfish for now. Two more. Awesome. And now tree. And with everything, remember, we want to breathe with our movements. And let's switch legs. All right. So let's get on our hands and knees. And what we're going to do is cat-cow. So just look up to the sky, arch your back, and then do the opposite arch of your back, okay? Breathe in. Exhale as you're in this position. Try to keep your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Two more. Awesome. All right, we're going to go into another balancing. So from tabletop, we're going to extend opposite arm and opposite leg. So just like that. And then we're going to switch. I'm trying to keep my hair off the mic because I know it affects the sound quality. Two more. And we're going to go back to the cat cow. Two more. All right, and then we're going to go back into our balancing position from tabletops. All right, so opposite arm, opposite leg, extension. Last two. All right, perfect. All right, so now we're going to actually become a table, but just the opposite way. So we're going to have our hands, our fingers are going to be facing towards our feet, and we're going to lift up and out and come back down. Okay, we're going to flow through it. Last two. And then from there, we're going to do our seated straight leg forward fold. So you can raise your arms nice and high and then come forward. If you can touch your feet, that's awesome. If not, you can grab onto your ankles, the back of your calves, side of your calves, whatever. That's totally fine. But we're just going to take some nice deep breaths and try to relax. We're not trying to push or do anything like that. We're just trying to get to the zone where you normally are. 2 more breaths. All right, so now we're going to go back into our table or modified bridge. Two more. All right, and then that seated forward fold, nice and tall. Two more breaths. And slowly come up and out. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go into frog, and we're going to hold this one for just a bit. So with frog, if you can have your ankles, more inward, but ideally you would have them at 90 degrees, right? So right with your heels right with your feet. If you can come down onto your forearms, that's great. If not, stay on your hands. And this is one of those hip and groin openers. So what I do is I kind of like, with my breath, I just move back a little bit just to try to open it up. Because I am committed by the end of the year to being able to do my damn splits. I always want a new party trick. I'm just kidding. Two more breaths. Awesome. And how you come out of frog is just by coming forward, okay? All right, so let's do some child's pose. Oh, one of my diamond art dots is on my mat. Okay. So with child's pose, we have our feet together, our knees nice and wide if you can. And I have makeup on, so I'm not going to put my forehead onto the mat, but I do want you to. I'm going to modify it a little bit. Oh, well, screw it. It's all right. Two more breaths. All right, awesome. All right, we're going to go into pigeon. So bring whichever leg you want forward. Aiming for a 90-degree angle, but that's not possible for everybody. Sometimes that's not possible for me either. And from there, what you can do is you can stay up like this on your hands, or if you're a little bit more flexy, then you can come onto your forearms. If you're even more flexy, you can come flat and put your forehead on your mat. Whatever you want to do. If you're good where you are, then stay where you are. I'm just going to show you something you can do is you can grab your back foot and then extend the other arm, okay? So if you want something that's a little bit more challenging and something that requires a little bit more balance, by all means, you can bring that foot as far as you can. Just don't do it, too fast, too soon, so we can avoid injuries. All right, let's switch sides. I'm going to go into downward dog real quick. And then I'm going to switch sides. Okay. So again, whichever level you are, ain't no shame in your game. Just whatever you want it, wherever you are is where you are. We're just doing pigeon pose. All right, if you don't want more of a challenge, stay exactly where you're at. If you do, we're going to do the same thing. So we're just going to grab that back foot, and then we're going to extend our arm forward. All right, awesome. All right, and now let's go into downward dog. And then we're going to come into tabletop. Now, from tabletop, what we're going to do is we're going to leave our toes tucked underneath because we're going to do, basically, it's going to be like our knees are going to kiss our mats. Okay, it's like a light little peck, not like you're making out with it. And we're going to go from tabletop to downward dog, okay? So when I say kiss, I mean it's just a light touch, and then we're coming back up into downward dog. Flow with your breath. Got two more. Awesome. All right, so from there, we're going to go into boat pose. So let me show you from the side. All right. So boat pose is like this, right? Try to have your back as straight as you can. And we're just going to hold for a little bit. I might make this a flow. Let's see, actually. Let's just test this out. I just want to see if it's harder. Yeah, it is. Okay. So let's just hold regular boat for just a second. And relax. We're going to lay down. We're going to bring well, for me, I'm going to bring my left leg across. So I'm going to extend my left arm with my palm down, and I'm going to do a bit of a stretch. Now, you're not going to push to the point of like where you're forcing your knee or your foot on the ground. Okay, only do it to where like it feels comfortable and not super pushy. All right, and then we're going to bring it back and we're going to switch to the opposite side. All right, and bring that back. I was like, bring it back, and I'm pushing my knee down. That's so funny. Okay, so we're going to go back to our tabletop downward dog kisses. So starting in tabletop, remember, keep those toes tucked underneath so we can go into downward dog and kiss. Flow with your breath. 2 more. Perfect. All right, and now we're going to come back into boat. All right, and relax. Now, this time, if you have the space, which I might, so I'm going to try it. Now, a lot of people would need a strap for this. So, what my whole thing is just, and so what we're going to do is we're going to do what we did earlier. But instead of having our leg bent, we're going to have it straight. So you can't always reach your toe doing this. That's fine. So I always say just grab up above your knee, okay, right at the bottom of your hammy or your hamstring. And then make sure you're looking towards your hand. Not the one holding your leg, but the one that has the palm flat on the floor. All right. Now we're going to switch sides. Let's see. Do I have room or am I going to kill some plants? Oh no. All right. And now we're going to bring that up. You flat on the ground for a second. Maybe extend your arms. Take a few deep breaths. All right, and now we are going to do knees to chest. Okay, so all that is bringing your knees towards your chest. Two more. All right, we're going to extend our legs. We're going to bring our right leg in first towards our chest, and then we're going to switch. Two more. All right, back to knees to chest. That's my back and my mat. All right, we got two more. All right, and now we got where we're just switching our leg, just pulling our knee into our chest, matching our breath. All right, last ones. Awesome. All right. We're going to get up just for a little bit before we do our Savasana. Spread your legs as wide as you can while keeping your knees nice and straight, okay? And then we're just going to basically do a straddle to come forward with our hands as far as you can. I am totally okay with your back not being completely straight. That's fine. Because we're getting that stretch all right in here. Sometimes some people can even feel it all the way, but. And as you can see, this is one of my weaker areas. Like I said, I am actually working on trying to get my splits. And I found this like device that can help with your splits. And I should have bought it while it was on sale, but I didn't. So I'm just going to see kind of what happens with it. But then I'm thinking, you know, there's so many yoga poses and there's so many things that you can do like mobility wise to get your splits. So I'm not too worried about it. It just looked cool. I just like to buy things, I think. I'm like, oh, this looks like a really awesome new tool. Okay. And then if it works, I share it with you guys. Which is why I talked about the foam roller and the yoga wheel, because they are magnificent for helping you, you know, get that bridge. Or the foam roller is just great for mobility in general in all aspects of sport. So, or even you can go to like Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that, and you can just get straight up PVC pipe. That's the best. It hurts more, but it's the best. All right, we're going to slowly come up out of that. We're going to bring our feet together. And we're going to do a fold over them. So if you can get your, you know, chin to your toes, that's awesome. If not, no worries. All right, two more breaths. And we'll slowly come up from that. And it is Savasana. So I'm going to move over here. All right, so we just lay down, palms up or palms down. It does not matter to me how you want to do it. This is your time just to kind of rebound from the work that we just did. Because it may not have felt like it too much, but we did some work. It's really nice when you can go to like a yoga class and stuff, because then they will sometimes have, like the little hand towels. They'll spray some lavender smelling stuff or whatever and put it like over your, well, hand it to you so you can, put it, on your face. And smell is so important. The things that we, smell and stuff like that. So if you have anything that that just like relaxes you and you're in Shavasana, even if it's a candle and you light it or something, you know what I mean? And then you just have it near you just so you can smell your scent. Like my scent is the smell of Hollister. I don't know why. I guess it just like goes back to my childhood. But Bath and Body Works makes mahogany teak wood is the candle. And I am obsessed. So whenever I kind of want to like unwind and relax, then that's what I'll do and put on. I'm going to make this Shavasana a little bit short, but by all means, feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. All right. To safely come out of it, you're supposed to come onto your side and do all this. So I'll do that. um, but yeah, that was my first free flow session, and I hope everybody liked it. So namaste. I know I asked before. I'm going to ask again though. Please, please, please like and subscribe and or follow so that way I can continue to provide you with this type of content. I'm always open to any type of feedback, anything like that. So by all means, leave a comment if you want to. I am so grateful that you joined me for this. And I'm definitely looking forward to having more of these. I like this free flow a little bit more. But I also see, it's good to be regimented. It's just I didn't like how on all the videos I was having to look down all the time on a piece of paper. But maybe just having like an outline of stuff would be a good idea. So we'll see. But until the next video, thank you so much, Wellness Crew, and I'll see y'all next time.